Hey, it's Bitty Penny. Welcome back to my channel. It's the first of the month, and on the first of the month, I am sharing cards for a cause. Okay, you guys, so this month, Cards for a Cause is focused on cards for cancer. I have this printable that I made. It's a PDF and it's available over on my website, which will give you more information at bittypenny.com. You can click on the menu and go to Cards for a Cause. It's under card drives, and then it's labeled Cards for a Cause at the top, and it'll show my announcement each month. And then down at the bottom, it has this PDF, which you could print up or just view, as well as you can nominate other causes if you know of one for next month. I don't have one picked for September yet, so let me know if you would like me to select a certain card drive for us to focus on. Okay, I have the most simple card design for you guys. It is so easy. Take a piece of 6x6 paper or check your scraps. All you need is a 2-inch strip of patterned paper. Okay, so it can be cut at 5 1/4 by 2 inches. It could be cut at 5 by 2 inches, however long you want it to be. And then I went into my scraps. I recently made a mini album and I had all these black scraps left over. So I saved them, of course. And now I'm making a mat, which is just 1/4 of an inch longer and wider than my pattern paper. It doesn't have to be though. It could just be 1/4 inch wider, and you could have your pattern paper go all the way to the end, like on this piece, and it would just show a side border. Whereas this pattern paper and this matting layer is 1/4 of an inch wider on both top and bottom, right? So if my strip of paper is cut at 2 by 5, then my mat is cut at 2 1/4 by 5 1/4, okay? Now, this is going to work best with either a really large stamped image that you've cut out or ephemera. I chose ephemera. And actually, this paper pad and ephemera are from different companies. The ephemera I picked up from Hobby Lobby, and the paper pad I picked up from Mindless Crafting. It's a Carta Bella Zoo paper pad, and they just went perfectly together. I had gotten a card or many cards donated by a lovely card maker during my Uvalde card drive, where I think she used this combination. As soon as I saw the cards, I was like, I have to find where that ephemera is from. And then I found the ephemera with my friend Letty at Hobby Lobby, and then I had to find the paper. Okay, now this paper pad's a little easier to find. This is from Not Too Shabby. And this was the paper pad of the month for July, and it's still available, and it's amazing. It's mermaids. I grabbed 2 sheets. Okay, so I'm cutting this down to 4 by 6. Okay, so now I have a 2-inch strip. This I'm cutting down to 5 1/4, or I did 5 1/2, sorry. But you could do 5 1/4. Just depends on how you want to design it. And then I slice that in half. Okay, so right now from one sheet of paper, I have enough for 3 cards. Okay, so let's move to this sheet of paper. First thing you do is cut it at 4. So you should have a 2-inch by 6-inch strip. And then this piece I'm cutting down to 5 1/4. I'm just cutting 1/4 inch off here and there because I wanted to keep a certain scene on the paper. So from 2 sheets of paper, I have enough for 5 cards. Okay. So with the diagonal cuts, I brought in this embossing folder. I love the flowers in this patterned paper. For this one, I really just didn't want to cut up this paper, you guys. Sometimes it's so beautiful. Just let it do the work for you. So I just matted it and then added a cut apart from the paper pad that I had fussy cut out. And then I really wanted to tie in the flowers again, so I brought in this this punch from Stampin' Up. I think it's retired. And I punched out a couple of leaves out of some scrap paper that I have. So I keep a file folder on my desk of colored scrap cardstock. And these are the kind of projects I dig into it and see how can I use up these scraps to lessen the bulk of the folder, you know what I mean? So I grabbed a lot of my mats today. Actually, all of my mats came from that folder. Okay, on to the next diagonal piece. This one I just added 3 little bubble cut aparts and then that beautiful narwhal. And I'm going to revisit this card again, but that's it for now. This one has the embossed flower, and right there I had cut that piece at a diagonal and I didn't like the mermaid being cut off, so I covered her with a seahorse. No one will ever know. It'll be totally fine. We're the only ones who know that that mermaid was cut. So I will just pop this up and it will cover up that mermaid in such a lovely way. I really like this card. I was making sure I had everything glued down. Okay, now I've still got these 2 strips, which is exactly like the old ones, but this is just like taking this simple card design up a level, okay? I loved it with the zoo animals. In fact, I made 24 of those cards. You guys, I'm going to show you all the cards here in a minute. But with this one, I just wanted to show you more. Like maybe you're like, yeah, Betty Penny, there's nothing groundbreaking here, and there's not. I want to take it up a notch. Well, I brought in these stamp sets. These are actually from last summer release from Not Too Shabby. And I think the only one that's still available is this one, which is super cute. I've used it so many times. I really like this set. It's tiny but mighty, or, you know, it's not tiny, but I think it's a 4x4. But I've used it so many times. Okay, I'm going to stamp out a little scene, and it's so easy because the scene is already here. Sometimes when you're wondering, take your acetate to your card and kind of eyeball things, and that way you can decide, is this the right stamp set for this card? And I decided it was, so I brought in the little sun, it's so cute, and the scene, and bam, just like that, I had it just like I wanted. Now, I didn't want the surfboard in it, but I knew my 2-inch strip was going to cover that up easily. I love the contrast of these 2 papers as well. And then I am going to bring in a sentiment. One of the things I like about this stamp set are the sentiments. And so this is Sending Sunshine. I did mask it off to get it into these little strips. And I think it's important I cut them out and stamp them on the same color as I matted the pattern paper with. And that really brings the card together. It really ties the card together, having those match. Okay, last one. So here's another 2-inch strip with a colored piece of cardstock. And I'm just picking a couple of little stamps. I picked the bubbles and I picked 1 seahorse. And I'm just gonna add just a little bit extra to this one. And I love the way it came out. You know, this paper has a couple of seahorses on it. It's got that beautiful narwhal. I mean, this paper, you guys. It is so beautiful. I'll have a link to Not Too Shabby down below. I am on their design team, but I actually subscribe to this paper pad each month, and it comes out on the 1st of each month, so I'm really excited because I can't wait to see the one that we get this month. You actually get 2 paper pads. So definitely check that out. If you are a paper lover like me, that might be a subscription that you're interested in. It's amazing. Okay, here are my cards. So I have 24 zoo cards, and what I want to share with you right now is a few things. So in this one, the paper is going all the way to the top, like we discussed, and on that one, it's fully matted. Now, I did add a few enamel dots to each of these cards, and this one I chose green because it's complementary to the red, and I knew it would make it pop. You could add a strip down here to ground the zebra, but I just didn't feel like it was needed. On here again, I have Now on this one I had cut a 2-inch strip, so I kept the 4 by 5 1/4 and just matted it again with scraps. So it maybe looks a little funny to you, but it's totally fine. And then I used complementary colors again, and I used red and green. On this one, blue and orange are complementary colors. And so I used blue dots for the lions. Now this one I want to show you. I used matching and I used complementary. See how much that stands out, the red with the green versus the green with green on the enamel dots. Such a difference. I actually really like the green. You let me know which one you like down below. And this one, I chose soft complementary colors. So see the difference, how this like soft, subtle blue blends in a little better than like a bold contrast. Just things to think about. You don't have to think about the color wheel and all of that, but it helps sometimes. Here, I decided to turn everything horizontal. And so, you know, think about the direction of your paper when you're doing this and when you're cutting it. So you guys, I hope you'll send cards to Karla. Definitely go over to my website if you want to check out the printable. I'm sending her all of these cards plus more, and she has a Facebook page. Please check out her Facebook page. There's drawings, there's all kinds of cool stuff. I really just wanted to get behind this cause. I lost my father to cancer in 2018, and his birthday's coming up on September 1st. So I chose this organization. I chose this card drive. Karla really needs our help. She really needs the cards, and she needs envelopes. If you can't send cards, maybe you're too busy in August to make cards to send for donation, but you have some A2 envelopes, it would be so much appreciated on her behalf. So I hope you guys will join me in sending her cards. This, you know, crafting for a cause really means a lot to me. It puts a lot of purpose behind the paper and the glue, you know what I mean? To have so much to give. So in this one here, I just grounded this with a little stamp. I really felt like this card needed something else. So that's what I'm explaining here. I talked for 9 minutes about these cards and I decided that's too long. You guys have got to go. I know that, but I'm showing you here. If you're using clear stamps, bring it to your card and decide, will this really work here before you commit? Because this card was already done when I decided to stamp that coral down there. You guys, I appreciate your time hanging out with me. I really, really do. I hope that this inspires you. I hope this simple card making inspires you to make cards and to cut up your paper and send someone a card today. Even if you can't participate in the Cards for Cancer card drive, send somebody a card, make a card, have fun. That's what all these supplies are supposed to do is, you know, you're supposed to have fun with them. These are our toys. All right, guys, thank you for hanging out with me. Karla, I hope we get you a whole bunch of cards. And I will see you guys tomorrow for the sheet load of cards. I can't wait to show you those. I have a lot of videos coming up this week, you guys, so I hope you'll stick around for them. All right, guys, have a really super blessed day, and I'll see you next time. Bye.